I was going to give you a few tips on what I do prepared shooting to get myself ready for bow season. There's a lot of different things I see on the internet that, you know, are kind of iffy. They help a little, they help, you know, some may not. But this is real world situations I'm talking about. Little stuff you can do to just make stuff a little bit better. Alright guys, here's a few things I like to do first. First of all, find your bow. More likely you're going to have some stuff here, sometimes you ain't. Let's see what we got. I have no idea what's in there from last year. It's probably a mess. And if y'all wondering, yes, they really do call me the deer slayer. Alright, let's see what we got here. See, we got my bow, got my quiver, release. I'm doing good so far. I done found half my stuff. Alright, my rangefinder right here. That's good to have. There's the light, old bow parts, and my bow. Alright. Second thing I like to do is really look over my equipment. I'm rough on stuff. I can't keep nothing. I mean, I beat and bang. I drop bows out of tree stands. If it's going to survive me, it's pretty good equipment. And so far, this bow right here has been a pretty good one. I just got it in 2017. It's the Mathew Halon 32, Halon 6. I got it decked out with some pretty good sights, good stabilizer, good rest. It's been a pretty good bow so far. Let's see, I think I've killed 16 deer with it in 2 seasons. So yeah, it's a pretty good bow. But right off the bat, what I can tell here is my string really could use some wax. It's looking a little rough. It might need replacing in about another year or so, but always look over your string. Make sure everything's tight. Check your sight housing. And what I like to do with my sight housing is I like to give my bow a little bump, right? And listen for vibrations. If you hear something vibrating, something's loose somewhere. And something's a little loose here. Okay, the stabilizer right there. Yeah, that should be pretty good. Alright, my bow looks like she's good to go. Timing marks all look good. Alright, let's do a little shoot. When I first start off, I like to just really find my comfortable spot. You know, you kind of lose it at the end of the year. If you go a long time without shooting, when you start back, you know, you can't find nothing. You can't find your anchor points, everything feels awkward. You can't get your proper form. You really want to have that good solid tee when you start off. So what I like to do is, I'll draw my bow with my eyes closed. I know it sounds kind of crazy, and it's real familiar, like similar to, you hear Grant Woods talk about this all the time, blind bell shooting. But you know, I don't do that. I just open my eyes at the end of the draw cycle after I find my comfortable spot and go ahead and shoot. But it's very similar to that. And again, this is just to get comfortable and find your form, because if you ain't got the form, you know, you're going to shoot different every time. Anyway, close your eyes, go through your draw cycle, your anchor, find all your anchors, and then open your eyes to see where you're at. Then I'll just do a little adjustment and release my shot. Anyway, I do that 2 or 3 times just to find my comfortable spot. And once you do that, you'll see where it helps you in the long run. Anyway, let's go on to step 2. After you get good and comfortable and you found your anchor spots and you feel really, really rock solid each arrow you release. I mean, when you release, you know you're hitting where you're aiming at. You can almost see the flight of the arrow, follow it straight into the bullseye. When you do that, you know you've got a good shot. When you're seeing your arrow hit that target, that's a pretty good position to be in. But what I like to do next is, you got to know your yardages, right? If you're out shooting in your yard every day and you know you got a target at 20, you know you got one at 30, you know you got one at 40, you get real comfortable in that. But very rarely does that ever happen in the woods. Deer come in, they're at 15, they're at 16, they're at 35, they're at 36. And you need to be quick to be able to judge that, especially if you're shooting one of these sights like I got, with one of these sliders. You got to be able to adjust that yardage real quick, or a lot of times I just keep it on 20. And if they're coming in quick, I'll just guess, you know. I'll either aim high or I aim low, because you ain't got time to react to be playing with all these knobs and gadgets you got up here. So you really need to be really proficient and just be able to guess yardage. So I just went out here and moved my targets around, just shuffle them around in the yard. I have no idea what that is. And I'll take a few shots, I might miss, I might get real close. May even lose a few arrows. But I'm making myself better at guessing these yardage real quick. Anyway, let's give it a shot. I just set one up here, I have no idea what it is, but I'm guessing that might be 40 yards, maybe 42. I'm gonna adjust my sights and take a crack at it. Here, I'll turn this camera and let y'all zoom in on it. Get a peek at it yourself. Alright, I have no idea where that hit at, but we're going to walk down here and check it out real quick. Alright, y'all. I adjusted my sights a little bit. As you can tell, these two right here look pretty solid. This right here is probably me. Like I said, my muscle memory ain't quite right yet, and I ain't got all my anchor point set, but I'm getting better. I'll keep shooting. Let's see what we get. I'm pretty good with that for now. Now what I like to do is move up on my yardage. You know, shoot like 15, 20 yards a few times. But here's the mistake I see most people doing. They're shooting 15, 20 yards, they're aiming at a target this big. And they think because they got 4 arrows in there, that was a good group. What I like to do is put something about the size of a dime on there, or a nickel, just a little black dot, and shoot at that at close yardage. You know what I was saying is, you know, aim small, miss small. It really helps. It's a good muzzle to stick to. So let's try that out. As y'all can see, that's not half bad. That's 20 yards, and I'm just a fraction off on each dot. Each dot's about the size of a nickel. If you aim small, you'll shoot a lot tighter group. Alright, as y'all can see, I'm just a fraction off on each dot. Maybe a quarter inch on this bottom one down here. But if you're going to do this, make sure you put 2 or 3 little dots on your target. That way you ain't shooting at the same dot and messing up your fletching and your nocks on your arrows. It gets expensive over time. I don't know how many I've did and wasted brand new arrows. So from now on, I just put 3 dots, shoot individual dots. But if you aim small like this and really hone in on hitting that one spot, like one arrow is all you got, and that one arrow has got to count, this will really help you out on your accuracy. Anyway, I got a few more tips I want to share with you. Yeah, this is really in here. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way. This right here could be one of the most important tips that I never see anybody do on the YouTube or hunting shows or anything, but this has helped me out a whole lot. And I picked this up from shooting 3D tournaments. You know, I'm sure some of you guys have did that. It can really relate and help you out in real life situations, because a deer, very rarely, it may on TV, but in my experience, a deer is always in some kind of brush. I hunt a lot of public lands, a lot of swamps. Private lands is all thick. I go straight into the thickest, nastiest stuff I can usually get in. And most of the time I can't see 20, 25 yards. So you really want to practice this. The deer never stop. Broadside, perfect, you know, clean shot. You know, and some of those ethical shots, I believe in it, but you know, there's sometimes when I know I can kill that deer with a different kind of shot, and I'll take it a lot of times. But this is why, because I practice this right here. I shoot through a lot of trees, a lot of brush, side trees, I mean through everything. And this will really help you out. Because I promise you, when that big buck comes in, and he's got just a little brush in between you and him, and you're afraid to take the shot because you're not comfortable, You know, that might be the last time you see him. I'll try not to let that happen to me. Anyway, we're gonna shoot this right here. Just get a few warm-ups in. Alright, as y'all can see, that's not too bad. Got 3 arrows in the bullseye, which is a pretty big bullseye. But as y'all can tell, I was actually shooting through the leaves. I was hitting leaves each shot. I know a lot of people say you don't want to take that shot because it's not an ethical shot. But I'm not one of these TV hunters. If a buck of a lifetime comes past me, more likely I'm not going to be able to, shoot that deer again. So I practice these hard shots. So when it does happen, I'm able to pull it off. It's worked for me in the past, and I'm sure it's going to work again. Because I've killed a lot of deer doing this. One more step, and it's going to be in the clear, but that deer will stop behind a tree or a little brush. If you can see a hole big enough to stick an arrow through it, I call it threading a needle. And that's what I do. I get a good steady aim, and I will thread that needle. I'm probably going to catch a lot of slack for that, but that's just how it is with me. Like I said, I don't get to hunt all the time. I don't get to hunt these big giant farms. A big bubba comes by you once in a lifetime. It's best to be ready for it. Be prepared. Anyway, I got one more tip for you, and then I'm probably going to call it a day. But it's a pretty good tip. I'm sure you've seen it before, but it's a good one. This right here is one of the most important shots that happens to me all the time in the woods that nobody ever practices for. I do it every now and then, probably not as much as I should, but the shot happens all the time. And it's a lethal shot now, but you need to practice it. And I'm sure you've seen many bow hunters on TV. The buck comes straight in. You want to set your stand up as close to that buck as you can, but sometimes you might set it up a little too close, and that buck will actually come straight to the bottom of your tree. And it could be you might stand there for a minute and step out and give you a broadshot shot, but most time it's just real quick. He passes by, here he comes, and there he goes. And the only thing you can do is stand there and wait for your broadside shot. That never happened. You just watch the deer go on by. So, me being me, and the killer that I am, I started practicing this. I'd draw my bow in my tree stand. I like to do this in the ladder stand in the backyard. I got one here, as you can see, but it ain't strapped to the tree right yet. Anyway, when I see that deer coming, I would literally draw my bow, right? If he's coming in fast, I go ahead and draw it, get it up and ready. And I will follow that deer straight through, like this, straight up under me. And as soon as he gets where I can see where the arrow's going to come out the other side of his shoulder, I might be shooting him high, but I call it looking through the deer. You look through the deer and see where you want the arrow to come out the opposite side. If you're catching vitals, you can take that shot. I've killed many a deer doing this. But here's the trick to it now. You want to aim low. Put that pin maybe 2 to 3 inches below where you actually want to hit on that deer. Every time I ever did this, if I didn't do that, you hit high or you just totally miss. So you pick the spot out on that deer you want to actually hit. And you look through the deer and you see where that exit hole is coming. Where the exit hole is going to come out, and you know you're hitting lungs, liver, or heart, where that exit hole is going to be at, you can take the shot. But again, like I said, you want to drop your aim just maybe an inch or two for the spot you want it to impact that deer, because you'll shoot right over its back. I don't know why, I don't know if they duck, I'm not sure how it happens, but I've seen it many times. They draw, they shoot, and they either graze the top of the deer back, or they tried to shoot too low for like a hard shot and just missed completely underneath it. So aim at the exit hole where you want the arrow to come out on the other side of the deer. If when you visually see through it and you're hitting heart, lungs, liver, any of the good stuff you need, take a shot. I do it all the time, and usually the deer 20, 30 yards away. But anyway, I hope this really helps you out. And practice, practice, practice. I can't preach it enough, because when that day rolls around, like I said, old big boy comes running by, if you're hesitating now, you know, fooling with your sights, you know, or just going to watch him rock on into the bottom of your stand and then walk away from you, it's a heartbreaker, man. I've had to deal with it. But if you follow some of these tips, I hope it'll help you out and help you get that big one on the wall. But anyway, I appreciate you watching my video, and stick with us and watch some more of these strung out videos. We'll see y'all.